Welcome to the 2015 Wisconsin Masonry Alliance Excellence in Masonry Awards. This year, we'd like to honor those who've been catalysts in transforming the built environment through leading-edge design solutions and excellence in masonry. We will recognize this year's 4 winners in the following categories: Special Project, Concrete Masonry, Clay Masonry, Stone Masonry, and of course, our Best of Show winner. All designs were judged on overall design creativity, inspiring details, features or solutional elements, and the masonry's relationship with the overall structure. The judging panel for this year included Kurt Zimmerman from Zimmerman Architectural Studios, Joe Clark from Growth Design Group, Joseph Vertz from Fisher Tice, and Kyle Clark from Bray Architects. We begin with the first category, Special Project. The award this year goes to James G. Otto Architect for the 1 West Wilson project in Madison, Wisconsin. The general and mason contractor was J.P. Cullen. The WMA producer and supplier was Spec Mix.
The 1 West Wilson building was originally constructed in 3 phases. First phase in 1932, the northern half of the building. The central tower as Unit 2 was constructed in 1938, and then Unit 3, which was constructed in 1957. Basically, what the goal of the project was to put the building back into a shape that would survive for the next 20 or 30 years with a minimal maintenance, ongoing maintenance. The intent was to try to make it look like it was brought back to life, but not look brand new. So we started with a chemical cleaning, and that we started out during the design phase. After the cleaning, then we started grinding out the joints for repointing.
Just the steps that the contractor had to go through to completely dismantle the skin of the building, pull it apart, do the facade work behind that, and then put the whole building back in place again the way it was 50, 60 years ago when it was originally built, was just a wonderful feat of craftsmanship.
The contractor developed a very ingenious method for pulling stones out of the building. These individual stones weighed, in many cases, 800 or more pounds per stone, and basically put clips on them that engaged the mortar joint below the stone we wanted to take out, so they could literally roll them right out of the wall onto this roller system, repair the wall behind, and then repair the stone, and then literally roll it right back into place.
Individual stone pieces being carefully restored and replaced in their same spot clearly took a lot of management.
This was a $14 million restoration project with no RFIs of any kind. The team understood where we needed to get to, and we all kept that common goal.
You can sense that the final product really does show that attention to detail.
I mean, anytime that a project team is recognized for a job well done, that is a very good compliment.
Congratulations to James G. Otto Architect. The next winner is for the Concrete Masonry category. The award this year goes to Strang Incorporated for the Door Creek Church project in Madison, Wisconsin. The WMA producer and supplier was County Materials Corporation.
Over the years, Door Creek Church has grown quite a lot, and it was time for them to expand their facility. The need for truly a good and effective fellowship space, a good space, atrium space, a pre-function space for their worship venues. At one end of this atrium, then there's this fireplace, this grand fireplace, which is sort of a scale that's large enough to kind of anchor that end of the atrium and be a focal point of the space.
What stood out to me, I was on the exterior, how they were able to keep the scale of what could be a very large, tall building down to a more human scale. And when you went in the interior, I liked how they brought some of the masonry in the inside with the fireplace, and then inside the sanctuary with the columns, working with the wood.
We felt it was really important to bring stone in there because of the of what one associates with stone. It associates a sense of permanence, a sense of solidity, a sense of transcendence.
We love how the masonry works externally. We love how the flow works. Peter did a great job of taking all the newness of this new space, bringing it into the old space, making it one new space.
So it's important that when you do an expansion to an existing building, that the massing, the proportions are all in harmony with what's existing, so that in the end you get a composition that is harmonious and that feels like it is all one building and one composition.
The concrete masonry was obviously largely driven by budget, and they've done a nice job of balancing materials to break up the facade.
You can do good architecture with a relatively inexpensive material. One of the things that Mark shared with me, which really warmed my heart, was that this project to him was not just a 40,000 square foot addition. What they got out of this project was a brand new 90,000 square foot building.
Congratulations to Strang Incorporated. Next, we shift to the clay masonry category. The award this year goes to the McMahon Group for the Little Chute Visitor Center project in Little Chute, Wisconsin. The WMA producers and suppliers were Spec Mix, Brickcraft, and County Materials Corporation.
The purpose of the Windmill and Visitor Center was to draw people to downtown Little Chute. Little Chute has a Dutch heritage, a very strong Dutch heritage. And so the Visitor Center, along with the Windmill, is there to be a vehicle for people to get into the windmill itself. So the project was not only the Windmill Visitor Center, but a plaza and an addition to the Little Chute Village Hall and the renovation of their existing Village Hall. So all 4 projects, as a matter of fact, are done in the Dutch vernacular and all tied together.
Almost literally and figuratively brought forth in not only a replica windmill, but its adjacent support structures were clearly picking up on that kind of architectural heritage.
Some notable things that went into the planning of the facility were that it wanted to be on a prominent corner, first of all. Obviously, the windmill itself is the most important attraction. The visitor center had to sort of play its scale down as much as possible.
Unique structure, just to have a windmill as part of it, but then balancing that out with the rest of the building was really nicely done. They picked up on a lot of the historic elements and appropriately tied those in.
There are multiple bricks used on the site intentionally, one for the windmill, one for the addition to the Village Hall, and one for the renovation of the Village Hall, but they were all consciously thought of to kind of create this town-like atmosphere. If you look at the base of the windmill itself, it tapers upwards towards the windmill, so the brick is actually tilted at an angle. So we had to be very careful with our specification of the brick ties to make sure they were a little stronger than normal, the spacing, and then also we had to address the waterproofing behind the brick to make sure that any water that does and will get behind the brick has a way out. What I'm most proud of with this project is just the teamwork that went into it. The contractors, the folks from the Netherlands who brought the windmill over, seeing it built now and just the stature it has in the community, I think I'm very proud of.
Congratulations to the McMahon Group. Our final winner was for the Stone Masonry category, as well as the judges' selection for the 2015 Best of Show winner. The award goes to Hammes Company for the Edgewater Hotel project in Madison, Wisconsin. The WMA producers and suppliers were United Brick, Belden Brick, Natural Stone Veneers International, Spec Mix, Hebron Brick Company, and County Materials Corporation. This $100 million renovation and expansion started in 2012 and reopened in 2014 after nearly 2 full years of work. The exterior of the Edgewater Hotel features custom stone panels matching the native limestone. This stone has a rich history in Madison and can be found on many historical properties in the city.
The scale of the project was impressive. A lot of stone, but it was used really nicely. The detailing was consistent throughout. The fact that there was so much of it didn't diminish from how well they detailed it.
Located just inside the hotel is a warm gathering area featuring a grand stone fireplace. The fireplace features a blend of beautiful aspen and palmer stone. It has 3 wood mantles and a stepped limestone hearth to tie into the exterior stone of the building.
On the Edgewater project, you could see a careful attention to detail in the form, and it was most clearly represented by, I think, some of the curved edges and stuff. You could see the craftsmanship of that cut stone.
Preserving the hotel's Art Deco architecture from the original hotel was a main priority. Another goal of the project was completing the hotel's largest addition, a 9-story tower that offers a panoramic view of the Capitol building in one direction and sweeping lake views in the other.
The attention to specific detailing and expressing the characteristics of the stone material, for me, is what put the Edgewater Hotel at the best of show.
Comfortably settled on the southern shore of Lake Mendota, the hotel's spaces can accommodate large events, smaller meetings, or provide a great weekend getaway experience. Congratulations to Hammes Company. Receiving merit recognition in the concrete masonry category is Ganther Construction Architectural for the Mauston EMS project. The WMA producers and suppliers were Spec Mix and Northfield Block. Receiving merit recognition in the clay masonry category is Haymeister Architects Incorporated for the Kiel Police Station project. The WMA producers and suppliers were County Materials Corporation, Lycon Mortar Technologies. Receiving merit recognition in the stone masonry category is Engberg Anderson Architects for the Cedarburg Public Library project. The mason contractor was Artega Construction Incorporated. The WMA producers and suppliers were Hebron Brick Company, County Materials Corporation, Lycon Mortar Technologies. We would like to give special thanks to all of our strategic partners this year: County Materials Corporation, Northfield Block, Portland Cement Association, and Spec Mix. And of course, a great thank you to our generous sponsor this year, Hallquist Stone. Thank you to all that submitted projects into this year's awards. And thank you for attending the 2015 Wisconsin Masonry Alliance Excellence in Masonry Awards. We look forward to next year's awards and encourage all of you to continue combining creativity, form, and function while striving for excellence in masonry.